Cool. Thank you guys for watching this video. We are part of the missions team from BlackRock students, the high school group specifically, and we just had the opportunity to take 10 people over to the Dominican Republic. My name is Dan. I'm the youth pastor, youth director over the high school ministry, and these are two of the people that came on the trip, and you guys are?
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Jorge. I'm a senior.
Yeah, and they would love to share some of the stories that they experienced on the trip. And just for you guys to get an idea of what we were doing, we were partnering with an organization down in the Dominican Republic who really partners with, they're called Mission of Hope, and they partner with local pastors to help spread the gospel. Every single day, we would do strategic ministry time where we go out in the community, share the gospel, get to know people in the Dominican Republic, and share our faith. And then usually in the afternoons, we would run kids camp and meet local kids, play games with them, and do stuff like that. And so it was a really impactful trip, and these guys have a bunch of stories they'd love to share with you about how God spoke to them and used them while they were down there.
So something that impacted me the most on this trip was when we went for SMT time. And SMT time is strategic ministry time, which is when we would go out into community. And the first day of SMT was like, okay, I didn't really talk, I didn't really ask questions. As we got further into the week, I got into more asking questions and then into praying for people. And I've struggled a lot with like praying for people because I thought I'd look weird doing it, but I found out like soon, like into the trip, that it's more meaningful to just do it and just do what God tells you in your heart, because it's going to impact someone no matter what, and to not think about what like people think about you. We went to this house, and the girl who opened the door or like let us in the house she was a senior in high school. So we were kind of able to relate to her, and like a lot of the people there grew up Catholic, so she didn't really know like the difference between Catholicism and Christianity. And like after like explaining that to her, Dan asked if she would want to give her life to Jesus, and she did. So it was really cool to like see that happen so quick. I just think it was such like an eye-opener for me, how much easier it is to share your faith once you get like used to it. Like after doing it for like a day, I was like, wow, like I can do this, like it's fine.
And we all like learned from, I do want to say, we all learned from Lauren. There were some people on our team that were more shy than others, and there's some people who were talking more. But we saw Lauren break out of her shell, and we saw her become more vocal and share the gospel, and we all like fought off that like energy, and we all like became more open to sharing, and we all became more filled with the Holy Spirit, I would say, and more just like passionate and ready to share. Something that really stood out to me during the trip was on Thursday, we were able to share our testimonies to the little kids over there. For me personally, it was my first time sharing my testimony out loud. I had done it for baptism, but I didn't read it myself. So to be able to not only share my testimony, but be able to relate to these kids and like how I became a Christian and how I started my own personal relationship with God was really meaningful to me. Dan said multiple times during the mission trip that we weren't here by mistake, that if you feel called to do it, that God is calling you to make an impact in someone's life. Maybe even if we don't see it, we're planting seeds. So if you feel a calling to go on a mission trip, do it.
But make sure you tell your parents that you're going to sign up. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
It was really sweet to see students who were nervous and who were uncomfortable, who didn't fully know whether or not they could share the gospel, or maybe have never been challenged to do that before, be put in environments where they were forced to do that, right? Just like with Lauren's story, and how that even encouraged Jorge and the rest of the team, right, to do that as well. And so I think it taught me a lot about the fact that even when we feel nervous, if God's called us to do something, that we need to push through and do it, right? Because we have no idea the amount of impact that can have on the people around us and ourselves. And so, yeah, it was really sweet being able to serve with these guys. And I think we came back transformed and changed and reminded that our little bubble isn't the only thing that's important, but God is working globally and does want to use us as even young people, right? And as students, that, you know, there's no one too young or unqualified for God to use, but He desires to use all of our gifts and abilities to bring Him glory. So it was a really sweet trip. And if you're thinking about going on a mission trip, you should definitely do it. It's a blast. So.